Guys, how's it going? It's Al. I have the week 8 recap, the review of everything that happened on DraftKings NFL DFS for week 8, so that we can look forward to week 9 with a palate cleanser and figure out where I was right, where I was wrong. Where I was right, did I get lucky? Where I was wrong, did I get unlucky? Or was there a mistake in the process that can help us erase those mistakes to get better moving forward? We're going to take a look at my cash game lineup, my high stakes lineup, the millionaire maker lineup, my pick'ems, Scott Fishbowl, the listener league, the top 10 finishers there, and the cage match. It's a lot. So thank you guys for being here. Make sure that you drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new to the fantasy football channel. Welcome. And let's go.
He's a legend.
The listener league for week 9 is posted. The week 9 SmizzGang Listener League. It is there in the link tree as always. If you go to smizzle.tv/links, it will take you there, and then you will have the link to the listener league. It's the only way to get in. It's not a lobby game. It is 4,500 entries this week. It gets tougher to fill as the season goes along. We understand that. It's probably at this price, at this size, going to fill early. I think we had 4,500 people by 9 p.m. Pacific time last Saturday night. I'm assuming that we're going to have a very similar pace and cadence to filling it, so make sure that you reserve your tickets early, and also be sure that you get into the missions. Maybe buy one on Monday, one entry on Tuesday, one entry on Wednesday, doing a mission every time, and you get all 3 of those missions, because it is your easiest path to leveling up. If you check out the Dynasty rewards, guys, we did it! Onyx! I made it. I have 1.6 million crowns at this point. I'm saving up for the gold-plated rocket car. So if Matt Kalish can put that in the Dynasty rewards store, that would be great. The week 8 Best Buys article on ESPN Plus. Everybody has Disney Plus, right? All of you have it. You all watched She-Hulk. You all watched every Marvel movie 74 times. We can recite Endgame verbatim at this point. So like, if you have Disney Plus, you have the bundle and you have ESPN Plus, go check out Best Buy, smizzle.tv/Best Buys. It also is in the links, comes out every single Thursday morning. Let's recap everything that we had here. Jalen Hurts, 19 of 28, 285 yards, 4 touchdowns. 3 of them went to AJ Brown, who was in the 5 under 5 video. So I'll take a smash here. 28.4 DraftKings points. Right below him, Tua Tagovailoa, 32.2 DraftKings points, 29 of 36. Absurd efficiency. 282 yards, 3 touchdowns, 5 rushing attempts for 19 yards, and he slid. So that's good. He's growing as a player. And you know, if you're somebody who likes to double stack with the quarterbacks, as we try to advise here on this channel, you probably did pretty well this week. Geno Smith, not a great week. 23 of 34, did throw a touchdown to each. DK Metcalf, who was supposed to be hurt, and Tyler Lockett, who was also supposed to be hurt. I came off of Geno Smith as the week went on. It just didn't make sense to be on him. 5 rushes for 26 yards, threw for 2 touchdowns. He was kind of meh. Sam Ehlinger was a path to get to a very specific cash game lineup. He had 8.54 DraftKings points, 17 of 23, 201 yards, had a touchdown dropped, also got a what would have been like a 25 or a 30-yard gain to Pittman, also dropped. Only ran it 6 times for 15 yards. Would have expected more yards from him on the ground. It was never about Ehlinger himself. It was about what you could do with Ehlinger. And even if he missed, if he can get 15 points, he got 8.5. So like, you missed by like 8 points. You'll see when we get to the cash game how none of that matters. Derrick Henry. Congratulations to Derrick Henry for his continued ownership of the Houston Texans. Ran for 200 yards for like the 5th straight game against them with 2 touchdowns on 32 carries. Was not involved in the passing game, but who cares? Because when you're ripping off 219 on the ground, it doesn't matter. 38.8 points, smash. Saquon Barkley, not a smash. 20 carries, though. He did have 25 opportunities, and that's what we look for more than anything else. You want volume. You want that predictable volume, and if they can get 25 opportunities with good usage in the passing game, we'll take it. Still scored 15.2 DraftKings points, 53 yards on the ground, 1 touchdown, caught 3 balls, 15.2 points. Like, it's not great, but it didn't kill you, considering Josh Jacobs would have killed you because the Raiders just laid a complete egg in New Orleans. 10 carries, 43 yards, 2 catches on 4 targets for 11, 7.4 points. Is not enough when you cost 7.5 DraftKings dollars. Now, the player that I said on Sunday morning on the Anti-Tinkercast was a core play for your cash games because of everyone else who was out. With Michael Thomas out, Jarvis Landry out, Alvin Kamara has gotten at least 9 targets in the last 3 games, including his week 8 performance. 18 carries, 62 yards and a touchdown, caught 9 of 10 balls that were headed his way, 96 yards and 2 more touchdowns. Remember that he was Miles Sandersing away with 0 touchdowns before this game? Well, not anymore. 42.8 DraftKings points. Raheem Mostert did not get there. 7.7. Ran it 14 times for 64 yards and no touchdowns. And unfortunately, he cost us that 5 for 5 that we did on Underdog Fantasy. We were very close by like 3 yards. Can't you just fall forward, just stumble for a couple of more yards? We would have hit that 5 for 5 that we filled out on the Anti-Tinker cast. Amon-Ra St. Brown, not thrilling. Got 10 targets. That was fine. Just all the touchdowns went literally everywhere else. Caught 7 balls for 69 yards, 13.9 points. Chris Olave, 7 targets, caught 5 balls, 52 yards, no touchdowns, 10.2 DraftKings points. Meh, didn't kill you, didn't help you. He was just kind of present. Jalen Waddle did help you, caught 8 of 9 balls, 106 yards for the bonus and 2 touchdowns, 33.6 DraftKings points. Smash. DJ Moore, 6 catches on 11 targets, 152 and a touchdown, 30.5 points. Absolute smash. Tyler Higbee, not a smash. I'll take the L on Tyler Higbee. Caught 2 of 6 for 15, 3.5 DraftKings points. Foster Moreau, the island himself, 6 catches, 9 targets, 31 yards, 9.1 points. Fine. You could call it a smash if you like. He was a cash game lock once Waller was out. That was a pretty obvious release valve. And I'll get to this in just a second. Dallas Goedert, 6 of 6 for 64, 12.4 points. Just fine for 5K. Noah Fant was a play for me because of the predicted absence of DK Metcalf, who had a meniscus injury, and the possibility that even Lockett would be out. But Noah Fant was nowhere near, or should have been nowhere near, your lineups on Sunday morning because both of them were back active. His ceiling was non-present. And then obviously with Moreau being a guy, you had no reason to go to Fant. The Jets defense, 8 points. Commanders got you 7 points. More than fine from both of them. For the price that you paid. Here was my cash game lineup. This is the 50-50 at $530. I won $1,000 here. Came in 4th. My cash game lineup scored 206 points and had multiple failures in it. Sam Ehlinger, 8.4 points. I also want you to note that Sam Ehlinger was 80% played in high stakes cash because it was never about Sam Ehlinger. It was always about what you could put into your lineup in terms of floor and ceiling around Ehlinger. I went with Kamara. We had said on the Anti-Tinker cast, I said on the Friday show, we committed to 3 of these guys. And on the Sunday morning show before kickoff, we committed to 4 of them. Kamara, Pollard, Hill, Moore. All were cash game core plays. All had to basically be in your lineup. What's this? 70 point something and then 142 points out of this quad right here. I wandered on. I wanted to get Derrick Henry. I didn't wander on him. I really wanted Derrick Henry in my lineup. That forced me to come off of Chris Olave to come down to this range. I totally understand a lot of people might have had Josh Jacobs in this spot so they could get up to Olave here. I get it. I was willing to punt off, expecting way more targets than the 2 that he got. So Wan'Dale missed in that spot, but everything else just kind of slapped. The 39-ish points from Derrick Henry made this a very easy day in cash. In the high stakes, again, this is a small field, so the cash line was 169. In larger field stuff, the cash line was more around 175. We easily cleared that this week in cash. My millionaire maker lineups, the highest scoring lineup that I had, non-shockingly, was a Tua double stack. Unfortunately, I did not have Hill in this one. So that's really the interesting thing, is that my punt play was Sherfield, who didn't do anything, fell on the 1 yard line. If he gets into the end zone, it doesn't win anything for me because the winning score was 270 this week. And it was a weird week with the chalk smashing the way that it did. And across my 150 lineups, I had 40% Pollard, which was under the field. The field had 51%. Ridiculous. I had 40% Kamara. I had something like 25-30% Waddle. I had 15% Tua. My bringback was Hawkinson, who was fine in this line, probably the second best bringback on that team, unless you were bringing it back with a part-time. A lot of people were finding their way onto DeAndre Swift. I had some, but not all that much, going with the Texans because of the rookie quarterback at the Titans and taking as many sacks as Willis does tend to take. it can get you away from that. They still had 8 points, right? Like Willis is going to take sacks as long as he's the quarterback. He did it in college. He did it in preseason. A couple of other lineups, all going to be based around to it. Tua, Hill, Raymond was in this one, went for the double punt in this one. Goddard, Moore, Pollard, McCaffrey. It was such a weird week because even if you got onto McCaffrey, who was another 5 under 5 play, him and AJ Brown were 2 5 under 5 plays that we had detailed that like these are really high ceiling guys who aren't in bad spots, but people are just not going to pay up to get them. He didn't really provide you much because the 40 points that he got you weren't that much different than at the same price point, 300 cheaper, 38.8 points for Derrick Henry. So like the relief really wasn't there. The tournament game theory was right. It just doesn't work out. When the chalk player hits, you just have to keep up with your underplayed play. It just kind of is what it is. Now, I got out of my comfort zone, as I had mentioned, in high stakes. I went with a double stack and a bring back. I just wrapped it around Ellinger, trying to get different from everybody else. I did not go with the Dolphin stack. I thought it was going to be too chalky. However, it wasn't. And I should have just gone with the Tua double stack that I had. And I brought that back with, who was the one that I had in high stakes? I had Hawkinson in that one too. I decided, let me go with a stack that I think is going to be really, really good. Hopkins was somebody was a major want for me. He did well. Nobody was going to play JJ, so I wanted to wander onto JJ and Irv Smith. They did not throw the ball to JJ in the end zone. Would have given him 100 yards, 7 catches on that last play. He was wide open on the left. They threw it to the right where KJ Osborne scored a touchdown. I went with Foreman to get off chalk. The percentages are going to be higher in this one than you're used to seeing the Millionaire make because it's a 35-person tournament. Mostert didn't do anything. Pollard, I ate the chalk on him. 83% played there. Like, it just didn't work out for me. It's a tough week, but like, as you can see, Cohen's picks, who I believe won everything this week. He won the Millionaire Maker, Tua, Kamara, Pollard, Hill, Waddle. Garrett Wilson was the key this week. He was the key that unlocked everything because he was the one value wide receiver who hit. Foreman, Moreau. This is basically a cash game lineup, like we say, building leagues lineups. A cash game core wrapped around a double stack and a bring back. Makes building lineups really easy in those small field tournaments that I'm trying to tell you guys to play all the time. I won the cage match. This one got out of hand fast. Like, he had his Tua double stack, and it looked like I was not going to be able to catch him. Tua double stack and a bring back. I got nothing from Van Jefferson. Kyle Pitts slapped. 19 points from him, 38 points from Derrick Henry, like, caught me up late in that one. 42 points from Alvin Kamara. Ellinger did not matter. Jets D had 8. Like, I love the cage match. It's just a lot of fun. And already we have gotten the donation. It says anonymous, but
he's a legend.
There it is. That was Pat Mayo's donation early this morning. If you guys want to donate, go to smizzle.tv/charity, and you can be a part of our fundraiser for No Kid Hungry, which will trigger the next match from me. When this ticker gets to $50,000 total, I will add another $10,000 of my own. Scott Fishbowl this week. I beat Scott Corner from the Odds Maker. Really sharp guy, but he is not doing well in the Scott Fishbowl this year. He does the projections for Fantasy Labs. If you are a subscriber of Fantasy Labs, I've got this one in hand. I have a player remaining. He does not. There's 1% chance that I could lose this one if Hayden Hurst runs the ball 4 times, has no catches, and fumbles 4 times. Like, I could lose this, but like, realistically speaking, I might not. If there's a way, I might pick up a dead tight end and drop Baker Mayfield and just put him in this lineup and lock up the W. Just make sure that I don't have any lost points. That'll put me at 7-1 in the Scott Fishbowl, hoping that I make the playoffs there. Rainmakers this week. I'm doing really well in Rainmakers. Rainmakers is like the easiest money. So doesn't matter if I might as well just stop playing the Thunderdome. Just stop. Congratulations to everybody up top. Rotomania, Bales, Shaloub, Bales again. Because I had my Tua, Pollard, Hill, Waddle, Amon-Ra, got me like $5,000 here. I won money in all the other tournaments as well, at Legendary, and some of them in Legendary, some at Elite. So like, just a ridiculously profitable year for me in Rainmakers, and I'm absolutely loving the game and cannot wait for everything that's coming with DK Rainmakers. And if you're not involved in it, you don't know what it pertains to, plenty of videos on this channel if you wanted to look into it a little bit more. But it's a lot of fun. Underdog this weekend, I only hit one. I hit this one, the Derrick Henry higher than 103, Jalen Hurts over that, and DJ Moore over that. Hit that one for $300. It covered the other one, so I was profitable in Pick'em this week. But like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 3 on the week with the silly just betting on overs like all the time. Justin Jefferson did not catch a touchdown. We'd have hit that one if he got that touchdown late in the game. Mostert missed this by like 3 yards or 1.5 yards. Could he not have just had 2 more yards? And this one I won because I played the insurance on it. So didn't quite get there on Lenny, but we got paid a little bit. So we got $75 on that one. So that's the week there. Taking a look at the Listener League. Congratulations to Jeeber, who had Jalen Hurts and Amon-Ra St. Brown in this one. Went with Kamara. I'm assuming that the 17.8% that had Kamara, a lot of them are going to be in there. 50% Pollard there. 23.3% on this one. Basically looks like a very cash game build around that little one-off stack. No bring back in this one. King Trotty went with PJ Walker. PJ Walker 5.2K did very well. So did Justin Fields at 5.2K. Christian McCaffrey 9.2% here, 4.8 in the Millionaire Maker, the SmizzGang, sharper than the field. DeAndre Hopkins, Kamara, Moore, Terrace Marshall. Hello, Terrace. Kyle Pitts making an appearance in the top 10. Tony Pollard is going to be everywhere just because he went nuts. Congratulations to Keanu, Tyson J. Smith, Crush Cameron 3, The Ragin' Cajun 77, Tolsor, Shin Slaps. Those are 2 words that don't really go to, it's like snake cube. It's just, here's 2 random words that don't really go together. T-Dog 808 and playing for keeps 630. Congratulations to everybody who finished in the top 10. If you guys wanted to get into the league, go to smizzle.tv/links and we'll shout out the winners next week. Look out for another video right there.
He's a legend.